Inihahandog ng Philippine Air Force at ng himpilang ito ang programang gagabay tungo sa kapayapaan ng bawat mamamaya at pag-unlad ng buong pamayanan. Usapang Pangkapayapaan, Usapang Pangkaunlaran.
Maayong adlaw sa atong tanan mga higala, kami po ang inyong Philippine Air Force, your air warriors and skylifters in the Visayas. At muli pong sumasahing papawid ang ating programang Usapang Pangkapayapaan, Usapang Pangkaunlaran Cebu. Gamit ang tatlong malakas na signal dito sa Cebu City. Maraming salamat kay Ma'am Annabel Lagrosas of DYMR 576 kHz Radio Pilipinas, kay Sir Junix Napalyakan of DYLA 909 kHz, kay Sir Jemry Biosa of DYAR 765 kHz Sunshine Radio, kay Ma'am Fayat Rinyen and kay Ma'am Hazel Gloria of PIA 7 sa pagtulong sa ating programa ngayong araw. Ako po ang inyong host, Staff Sergeant Anne Francis M. Pampong, Philippine Air Force, at kasama ang aking co-host na si Airwoman Yasmin Saladon, Philippine Air Force. Partner?
Isang mapagpalang araw para sa ating lahat, lalo na sa ating mga libu-libong tagapakinig at tagapagsubaybay sa programang ito, ang Usapang Pangkapayapaan, Usapang Pangkaunlaran Cebu. Tayo din po ay napapanood sa ating social media platform, sa Facebook page ng 1000 BGB Niyab, 1000 PAF, AMC Skylifters at ng Up Cebu. Ang programa pong ito ay para po sa ating pagnanais na maihatid ang mga impormasyon na merong kinalaman sa ating pagsulong ng kapayapaan at kaunlaran sa ating buong bansang Pilipinas.
Mga kaibigan, ikinagagalak po natin na makasama ngayong araw ang Attorney 3 of POEA Cebu City na si Attorney Frederick L. Arriola. Attorney, bumati po muna tayo sa ating mga tagapakinig at taga-subaybay.
All right. Good afternoon to everyone and to the listeners of this very wonderful program. Thank you, Anne and Yasmin, and of course the Philippine Air Force and the Air Warriors in the Visayas for inviting our office to talk about the programs and services, and what generally is POEA all about, and with the intention, of course, to send a message para sa mga Filipino brothers and sisters dito sa Pilipinas or even abroad.
Yes, Attorney. Thank you rin po for your precious time, partner?
Muli sir, magandang hapon po tsaka sa ating mga kasamahan sir. Sa unang katanungan lang po natin sir, sir, maaari niyo po bang maibahagi sa amin sir kung ano po yung misyon, tungkulin at mandato ng Philippine Overseas Employment Administration at ano po yung tungkulin nito sa ating komunidad sir?
Okay. Actually, Yasmin, and tsaka Anne, in relation to the POEA or Philippine Overseas Employment Administration, kasi I don't know if both of you are also aware, kasi meron ng bagong law that was enacted this year. This was the creation of the Department of Migrant Workers. So this law actually now, anong mangyayari sa POEA? It will now be, the POEA will now cease, right? And there will now be a new department under the Philippine government, and it will also absorb the various offices of the government in relation to OFW and overseas employment program concerns. So in short, all the matters pertaining to the overseas employment program of the Philippines will now be under this Department of Migrant Workers. But presently, there's still some things that need to be done. Like, for example, the enactment of the staffing pattern, at also awaiting for the 2023 budget by Congress, kasi it's a new department and it needs funds for it to be fully operational under the law. But to address your question earlier, let's maybe what POEA is all about, what is the vision if I can remember correctly, it is excellence in governance for world-class migrant workers. So that's in short, uh, proper services, excellent service for specifically for the overseas Filipino worker. That is the vision. Okay, I think that's all for now. I hope I was able to answer the question, Yasmin.
Yes, attorney. Attorney, for our next question, attorney, ano po yung mga latest programs, activities, and projects po ng POEA 7 po?
Okay. Because of the pandemic, uh, we have to. I'm not. I'm also certain that the Philippine Air Force also has to adapt to the challenges of what pandemic has brought us. No, so this includes the digitalization of the delivery of our programs and services. So we now have this online account. All OFW account, OFWs must have this account. This is what you call the e-registration. So of course, if you have an online account and then everything is already integrated there. So if you need a clearance, before you need to go to our office. But if you are an OFW who just went to vacation here and then you're going to go back to the same employer, job site, there's some specifics. But instead of going to our office, you can now just get your balik manggagawa clearance online. So that's one. But of course, if there is a change of your employer or your job site, then as a rule, you have to come to our office because we have to verify. And the purpose of this verification process is to ensure that you will be protected. You have to be documented because ideally, it is very best that every Filipino worker who would want to work abroad should be documented. Because if something happens to them, God forbid, they will be, we can somehow trace them through the assistance of the recruitment agencies, if they're deployed by agencies, or if they have a record in our system. So those are just one of the very hot programs now because uh you know we have to adapt, right? But there are some clients who are not very uh you know in technologically savvy, so they will also come here to our office and we can also assist them in creating their online account. So there are a lot of people in our office, but we are always happy to help our OFW brothers and sisters.
Yes, attorney. Attorney, maisingit ko lang, no, since yun nga,
Mm.
since pandemic nga ngayon, so hindi tayo, lalo na nung kasagsagan ng pandemic, hindi tayo siya nakakalabas. So yun nga, na-share niyo po na merong parang through computer, electronic, ganyan, yung pagka, ano to? Yung
Digitalization.
yun. Attorney, matanong ko lang, no, syempre ang POEA, kayo yung nangangalaga sa welfare ng mga OFW natin, kasi me too, I have also may kamag-anak ako nagtatrabaho abroad, Hong Kong in particular. Sa ngayon po ba, attorney, meron po ba tayong mga napapauwi ng mga kababayan natin dahil nakaranas sila ng pagmamaltrato, and ano yung ginagawa natin sa kanila?
Okay, that's a very good question, Ann, no? So actually, yung work ko as Attorney 3, I'm the Legal Assistance Officer at saka yung conciliator for a while. So what I do is I give legal advice to OFWs or to their families. And regarding repatriation, the process of I'll make this short as possible, no? So if you are a distressed OFW, the process is you can send an email to POEA, whether POEA Cebu or through the official email address of POEA or even OWA. I think we're going to talk about OWA later, no? Kasi merong confusion eh. Uh, uh, I would also like to go back to what you mentioned about POEA in relation to the welfare. In particular, in the POEA is actually the agency that regulates the Overseas Employment Program of the Philippines. So we regulate the rights of OFWs, whether they can work as an OFW or not. We are also the agency that issues licenses and authority to the overseas recruitment agencies. And also, we are the ones who issues the accreditation of foreign employers, meaning if these foreign employers can hire OFWs or Filipino workers like us. So, but in relation to welfare, yung mga programa na scholarships, yung mga trainings, reintegration, it is handled by OWA, yung mga OWA fund. That's where they give the OWA fund to, parang if merong mangyari na accident na mga OFWs natin abroad or suffers disability, so they can claim their disability benefits from OWA aside sa SSS benefits if ever they will claim. No, that's just the distinction. But in relation to repatriation, it is actually OWA and POEA that works hand in hand. Also even DFA kapag undocumented. Pero kapag documented, we have to distinguish if they are deployed by an agency here. POEA or OWA will send an email to the agency, and the agency here will do their best in assisting the OFW para makauwi dito, no? They will shoulder the ticket. But if ever the agency is uncooperative, then it will now be the Philippine government through OWA or POA that will shoulder the plane ticket going here, and then we will suspend or cancel the what do you call this, the license or authority of the agency as penalty kapag merong agency si OFW, ha. Pero usually there's what we call a balik manggagawa or direct hire. So this means that they went abroad without a licensed recruitment agency. So if distressed balik manggagawa or direct hire, then it will be the Philippine government that will shoulder the repatriation cost. And it will usually be OWA kapag balik manggagawa who will coordinate. Kasi what they will do, they will coordinate with Polo, embassy there, in relation to the OFW, the logistics. So, very challenging din yung trabaho namin. And I don't know, I think the Philippine Air Force also, I don't know, did you participate in the repatriation ba? Like transporting the OFWs during the pandemic kasi maraming repatriation eh. And then when they arrive to the airport, they will go to the respective provinces and hometowns nila, no? I think there was a participation on your end also.
Yes, Attorney. Bale, nagkaroon kami ng AST, meaning Airport Security Team, na na-deploy kami sa MCIA. Then yun, kami yung mga nag-a-assist sa mga OFW na papauwi. Yun nga dahil kasagsagan yun, Attorney, ng ng pandemic eh. And yun, ang dami naming naging experience doon. Grabe, ang dami pala talagang mga OFW sa ibang bansa. Talagang hindi na uubos for like
Yes.
how many months, no, nating ginawa yun na nade-deploy kami doon, attorney, talagang araw-araw yun. Laging may, arrival talaga, no, from Korea, Qatar, um, Singapore, ang dami po talaga.
Yeah.
And yun,
Mm.
actually kasama namin doon is PNP.
Yes.
So yun, Air Force and PNP. Yan po
Yeah.
yung attorney.
So thank you din for your service kasi logistics and then the organization, the frontline services, Air Force. I think that's that's very important that all of us will collaborate and with the intention or the goal of helping our Filipino brothers and sisters.
And also attorney, Army din, Philippine Army. So ano yun, talagang tulungan yon.
Yeah.
Air Force, Philippine Army, and then the PNP.
Wow.
Yan. So attorney, we have a short break po muna, no, para sa mga paalala. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
And we're back. Kasama pa rin po natin ang ating special guest na si Attorney Frederick L. Arriola. Partner, baka may katanungan ka pa para kay attorney?
Sir, to continue to our next question, sir, no? Regarding lang din dun, sir, sa registration ng POEA, sir. Katulad po, sir, sa mga first-timer po, sir, na mag-activate nun, sir. Ano po yung kailanganin nila, sir? Tsaka need po ba ng appointment yun, sir?
No. You just need to, if you are for the first time in registering your online account, you don't need to go to our office. So the only time that you need to go to our office is once you process your you go to your online account, and then if you are a balik manggagawa, and then once you go through the process, the system will make a prompt if you need to make an appointment already with our office, because that means you have to present certain requirements kasi merong bago na change sa employment mo, like again the change of employer or change of job site. Those are too common, and then that's why you have to come here, because you need to submit verified employment contract. Verified employment contract, that means that the contract was verified by the Philippine Overseas Labor Office or the embassy kung saan ka magtrabaho, no? Again, with the purpose of the verification is to ensure and to check if that employer is legitimate. Kasi maraming it's a reality that there are some go abroad and go there as a tourist, Ganun. Something like it's happening. Merong swerte, but as the agency that will regulate the overseas employment program, we really want that you are documented for safety and security purposes. Yun lang. But going back to the online, they don't need to come to our office if they're going to register their for the first time their online account. They can actually access it. I don't know. Can I share the website sa DMW? You can go to our new website. It's already dmw.gov.ph. It's there. So of course, it's still a work in progress. No, maybe there are some links that needs to be updated or changed. But yeah, everything is there. Like the e-registration, the quick links.
Attorney, may mga may nakapost din po ba sa account ninyo ng mga, let's say for example, mga hiring abroad, ganyan?
Yeah. I don't know. Is it okay to share screen?
Yes, attorney, sure.
For the benefit of the
Viewers and
listeners. So here, I'll share the website. Okay, I'll run. Can you see the website? So here.
yes, attorney, visible po.
Okay.
Ayan.
So here's the quick links. So here you can see e-registration. Okay, I won't click that, but let's try. It's there. Do you see the pop-up?
Yes, attorney, yes.
Yeah, so it's there. Let's go. So yeah, that was the e-registration. Okay, let's go back to the website. So your question, Anne, no, yung regarding whether there is like a job order available. So if it's, take note that if it's already in our website, it's already legitimate, no? Kasi merong mga OFWs or mga applicants or aspiring OFWs that they would refer to Facebook or other websites. I'm not saying that they are not accurate, but to be sure, or why would you go to other websites where we already have the website here? And
Yes.
this really comes from the Department of Migrant Workers or POEA, and then these are approved job orders from the government agency. So there's even like government placement, no, government to government hiring. But anyway, let's go to this job opportunities. Let's check if pwede ba maklik ito. Hopefully it's here. So can you see? So okay, let's make this interactive, Anne and Yasmin.
Yes.
No? So anong position na if you're an OFW, what kind of position do you want to apply for?
For example, yung in-demand pa rin ngayon, attorney, like nurse.
Nurse. Okay, let's try nurse. Okay, let's type it, search. Yun. Job order balance for job site, Saudi Arabia. What's the name of the
attorney,
okay.
Saudi Arabia.
Meron ding Singapore. So Singapore then. So this is the, and you can see the job order balance. So there's 749. So it's here. And then if you see this info, you can just Google the name of the agency. They have a website usually. And then you can directly call them and verify. Hi, my name is Anne. I'm a nurse. I saw this opening sa Department. Is this valid? So yun. And this is also helpful to prevent from becoming a victim of illegal recruitment or scams. Okay. Anything, what position? Maybe merong Air Force, no? Hindi ko alam. Soldier. I'm not sure. Maybe, I don't know. Let me try.
Let's try.
Wala.
Oh, wala.
Kasi it's a national thing, right? Like,
yes, kailangan
Filipino. Anything, if Ma'am Yasmin, if you're not member sa Air Force, what do you want? Ano bang ibang profession or aspiration mo? Baka nandito.
Sir, sa cruise line, sir. Cruise ship, sir.
Cruise ship. I think
Yes.
it's not available here kasi I think it's sea-based, no? Kasi dito mga land-based. But let's try. Wala. Cruise waiter or waitress, no? Here. So, Palau, merong Brunei, Qatar, UK. So, Croatia. So, ang dami. So, even though like it's the pandemic, things are picking up now. There are a lot of OFWs here in our office. They were once repatriated and now they're coming back, lalaban uli abroad. And yeah, the economy of other countries are now. So, I really hope that, once you apply, you will be hired. And there are a lot of opportunities. I think okay na, no? And I hope that I was able to properly present yung available job orders on as
Yes,
simple as that.
attorney. Yes.
Meron ding country at saka job site. So it's, I don't know, ano bang favorite country natin?
Saan dream nilang makapunta na
yeah,
country? Si Attorney Korea, South Korea.
Korea. Gusto mo yung bakit?
Wala.
Why is it not here?
Na, wala. Job search.
Maybe we have to type South Korea.
Okay.
United Kingdom.
Ayun, okay. Wala sa South Korea. Maybe tourist lang talaga ako doon. Destined ako for tourist.
I think merong government to government Korea. You can go sa government to government. I'll go back, ha? It's here. So, Japan, Israel. Kasi merong program depende sa bilateral agreement sa parties. But now, merong EPS Korea topic. So, baka ganun ang arrangement.
Yes, attorney. So ulitin lang po natin, attorney, no, para sa ating mga televiewers and listeners na para hindi maloko, ma-avoid yung panloloko, yung mga illegal recruitment nga na tinatawag. So they can visit the website, no, yung dmw.gov. Ano nga yun, attorney? .gov.ph.
Yeah.
So para mas legit talaga, no, wag masyadong ma-hype sa mga nababasa through FB. So pwede naman, pero pa rin, fact check pa rin, double check pa rin nila, no. Pero mas okay na kung dun mismo sa website, no, ng dmw.gov.ph. Okay.
I just would like to emphasize, sorry for interjecting, kasi this is really important. Aside from going to our website, in relation to if you receive emails, texts, or ganon, and then they're already asking for money through GCash or online banking, that is already a telltale sign of illegal recruitment. Especially, please, viewers and listeners, if they're already asking for money through GCash and you haven't met this person and the offer is too good to be true, then it probably is. So please don't give money, especially mga 3,000, 5,000, small, and then they usually, it's very sophisticated, like they use the name of the agency with license number pa, because everything is online they can just copy paste it. So yun, thank you, Anne, for emphasizing the concern on illegal recruitment.
Yes, attorney. So, attorney, ano naman po yung mga pwede pang mga programs ninyo, attorney, no, na pwedeng maka-assist or makipag-collaborate ang Philippine Air Force para sa pag-implement po nito?
Kasi, to to be candid with you, we're here focus talaga sa office yung manpower namin kasi mandami kaming clients, no? However, I really think just like this one, inviting our office to speak about POEA or DMW programs and services, and also education in relation to illegal recruitment. So you can always invite me again if you want, and then if you have programs or forums sa mga Philippine Air Force, kasi just like you have relatives and friends who are also OFWs. So why not, right? Like you can, I'm if you just send me an invite, I can always participate and be your speaker or resource person in relation to migrant OFW or migrant workers concerns.
Yes, Attorney. Attorney, we have a short break po muna ulit, no, para
Yes.
sa mga konting paalala.
Okay, thank you.
We are your Philippine Air Force. 74 years of existence. Perhaps you have heard our stories. Fighter planes, guided missiles, smart bombs, drones, helicopters. There's no such thing as a day without air operations. But if you believe that we are defined by the aircraft that we fly, the technology that we use, or the perceived boldness of our airmen and airwomen, then you don't know us. We exist because of our ardent love for this country. We exist because someone must watch our skies. We exist because of you. The Filipino people is the reason for our existence. It is your support for the development of our core systems. It is your push for our modernization that will help us break the bounds, overcome the challenges set before us. The engine that will push the limits towards the edge of the envelope. We are glad to be in the service for the Filipino people. We swore and pledged to fulfill our duties and, if necessary, pay the ultimate sacrifice. This is your Philippine Air Force, serving with diwa, galing, at malasakit.
At tayo po'y nagbabalik, kasama pa rin po natin si Attorney Frederick L. Arriola. Partner?
Sir, ano naman po yung papel ng POEA sa panahon ng COVID-19 pandemic na ito bilang suporta sa ating LGU, sir? At meron po ba, sir, mga programs like caravan, sir, sa mga remote areas po, sir? Yung POAE natin, sir.
Yes.
Thank you po.
Recently, yung office namin is being invited by UN Women, no? Especially yung in relation to the violence against women and their children and women migrant workers, because especially yung women migrant workers, sila yung talagang very vulnerable to trafficking, and if they're trafficked, then they are considered as abused women. So right now we are working together with various LGUs. I'm sorry, the Cebu City government, kasi merong OFW ordinance that was enacted and authored by Konsehal Alvin Dizon. So now we are meeting actually this month to create like referral pathways, no? Kasi we have to empower the barangays, the different, especially Cebu City of LGU, local government, and also the uh, like the city health, and also like various NGOs and people's organization. Because again, alam nyo naman, Ann at Yasmin, that the government cannot, the single government agency cannot handle things alone. We have to work together, kasi if we work together, then and collaborate properly, then we can be more effective in the delivery of our services. So those are just one of the programs that POEA is working right now together with the Cebu City government, and in partnership with UN Women and the Institute of Politics and Governance. And actually next week, I was invited by the Legal Alternatives for Women. It's an NGO here near our office, to talk about migrant rights sa Camotes. So, kasi we already have a partnership kasi alam nyo naman na part sa trabaho ko is like to give legal assistance. So, meron ding mga women, some also men who come to my office in relation to financial support. And yung alam nyo nang yung reality, no, na merong ibang partners or karelasyon abroad. So, and I cannot handle all the concerns kasi I only have like 8 hours, no? And sometimes when you listen to the problems of others, parang it's also draining. So I also endorse some cases. After helping them on my end, I also endorse these women kasi kawawa naman, no? I really want to help them, kasi meron ding talagang, I don't know, relationships are complicated. I used to be a family lawyer before joining government service. So I endorsed them to Law Inc. for counseling, because actually the solution is, they need someone to talk to. Are you guys familiar with Papa Joe dito sa Cebu, no? Parang ganun na din yung trabaho ko dito. He's like a famous personality, a radio personality here. So giving advice. So yun, sometimes I'm a lawyer, but para na din akong counselor or yung ganon, therapist.
Attorney sa umaga, Papa Jack sa gabi. Parang ganyan. Joke lang, attorney.
Okay.
Bagay naman sa boses, attorney. Soft-spoken.
Thank you, ano. Soft-spoken sa umaga, pero kapag pagod na, hard-spoken sa afternoon. Okay.
Okay, attorney. Attorney, para sa ating last question, ito para at least once and for all ma-clear na, no, mawala na yung confusion. Ano ba, attorney, ang kaibahan ng POEA sa OWA?
Okay. Kasi I understand the confusion. So that's why we have the new department now, Department of Migrant Workers, para magkaisa na lang yung mga programs and services sa concerning OFWs and the Overseas Employment Program. But OWA will still be existing as an attached agency to the Department of Migrant Workers, because ngayon we are an attached agency to the Department of Labor and Employment, kaming dalawa, POEA and OWA. So the difference is the POEA is again the one who regulates the Overseas Employment Program of the Philippines. So yung mga overseas employment certificates, the issuance kapag gusto mo mag-abroad, the license of recruitment agencies and manning agencies, land-based, sea-based. You need the license for you to operate as a recruitment agency. So, yun din yung trabaho namin. At saka yung accreditation sa foreign employers. Their right to hire and Filipino workers. So that's why if merong mga violation to OFWs, agencies, and foreign employers, we have the right to give them, but we can also, it's like a privilege actually. So if you have a privilege, you have to properly exercise your privilege. And if not, your privilege can also be taken away by POEA. Yung OWA, generally, is they are the welfare agency of OFWs. So matters of scholarships for the families left here, yung mga accidental benefits, yung life benefits if God forbid the OFW will meet an accident, tsaka yung reintegration kasi merong social cost sa if you are going to be an OFW, although the potential earnings is higher, but you know the time away from your family. Also, if you're home, you know, if your home is the Philippines, you have friends here in Cebu, so you'll be away from them. So yun, merong mga programs and services yung OWA and to ensure that the family that is left behind here are well supported. So they have like OWA Family Day, Christmas Migrants Day, yung mga ganon sa SM. So merong ganon na mga programs for the OFWs and their families. And going back to reintegration, no? Gusto talaga ng government na Philippine government na if they want, you know, they don't have to go abroad to work. There are a lot of opportunities here as long as their skills are, you know, they will acquire new skills. Maybe some of them would also want to join the Philippine Air Force and become a public servant, no? So yun, that's also part of the reintegration programs of OWA. They have like baking at saka yung if you want to work in a BPO, yung call center, they also have that. So yun ang difference ng POEA at saka OWA. I think that's all. I hope I was able to answer the question.
Thank you po. At bago po tayo magtapos sa ating programang ito, ating pong pakinggan at hingian ng parting statement o message si Atty. Frederick Arriola, Attorney 3 ng Philippine Overseas Employment Administration. Baka sir, meron po kayong additional announcement po.
Wala naman. I think I hope I was able to send yung message across. So I kasi I'm from Cebu so nahihirapan ako magtagalog. Konti lang yung Tagalog ko. So mostly during interviews I can give out speak English na lang. But I just would like to extend my deep appreciation to the Philippine Air Force, yung the Air Warriors in the Visayas, to you, Ma'am Yasmin at saka Ann, for inviting POE Cebu, for inviting me to share the programs and services of POEA, what POEA is all about, and hopefully this will not be the end of our collaboration. You can always send me an email. I got connected with your team members no sa Philippine Air Force, so you can also connect with me, no problem. So yun, to more collaborations in the future, again for the benefit of to your viewers and to listeners of this very wonderful program sa Philippine Air Force.
Thank you so much, Attorney, for that comprehensive information you shared with us. Saludo po kami sa lahat ng mga programa na ginagawa ng POEA 7 dito sa ating area of responsibility. Hanggang sa muli po, Attorney, again, thank you so much. And with that, mga kaibigan, sa ngalan po ng aming Commanding General, Philippine Air Force, Lieutenant General Connor Anthony D. Canla, Senior, Philippine Air Force,
Sa ngalan din po ng aming Commander, Air Mobility Command, Brigadier General Juanis Leonardo V. Di Maano, Philippine Air Force.
at sa ngalan din po ng aming Wing Commander, Tactical Operations Wing Central, Brigadier General Lito D. Villanueva, Philippine Air Force. Ako po si Staff Sergeant Ann Francis M. Tompong, Philippine Air Force.
At ako naman po si Airwoman Yasmin C. Saladar, Philippine Air Force.
Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsubaybay. Keep safe everyone and may God bless us all.